Do you have a very physical, laborious job? What's the right way to work out to support that? Watch this.
Our next caller is Tiffany from Canada.
Hi, Tiffany. How can we help you?
Hi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. What's going on?
So, first of all, I've been listening to you since I think you started, and I love your podcast. So thank you.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've been around with you guys for a long time. So my question is, I'm a landscape gardener. So I work out, I'm definitely type A, and I work out year round, except 8 months of the year, I'm pretty heavy in labor for work. And I just feel like I get the body that I want in the winter. And then it's like, it starts going backwards during my busy season, whether it's stress or I'm doing too much. And I just don't, it happens to me almost every year, and I don't know how to kind of get out of this circle that I'm in.
I have a good idea why. I'm assuming if you're taking that much activity and you're also training, you probably just need to cut back on the volume of training that you're doing and feed yourself more. And what happens in the winter is it probably naturally happens, right? You work less, you're indoors a little bit more, so you're not moving around as much. The intensity's not there because the labor's not there. You probably even have some comfort foods or eat a little more in the winter, and your body's thanking you for it. And then you go to grind mode in work time. And naturally, just all the labor, movement, maybe even who knows if you get enough calories, stress. Like, so
can you explain it like what a work day looks like when you're busy? It says here that you're a gardener, so you're physical, you're outside. What does that look like in a day?
So in the spring, when things kind of like when my body gets shocked from me going back to work, I'm dragging heavy tarps all day, and I'm lifting heavy barrels of debris and stuff like that. So my spring is definitely my hardest part of the season. And then again in the fall, when our leaves fall cleanup is hard on me as well. But I'm moving, 10 to 30,000 steps a day. I'm weeding, I'm digging, I'm planting. So I'm very active that way. And I do take about a month off in the spring from the gym, but then it's my passion. And I feel like it just turns into all I do is work if I don't go to the gym. So I don't know how to keep my results that I got all winter too. Like, do I not go to the gym for 8 months of the year? I would miss that.
Yeah.
It's less about not going to the gym at all and the intensity and the amount of volume you're probably doing. So when you do go back to the gym, what does like a gym week look like for you? How do you typically train?
So I would say I start out about 3 times a week, and I don't go as long because I know that I'm now adding yet another stress onto my plate. So I'll go in and I'll train, I love shoulders. So I'll train shoulders twice a week, and then I'll do a little bit of legs and then a little bit of everything else. But I try not to heavy load because I know that I'm squatting all day and I'm deadlifting all day for work. So I try to do more like a leg press or different things that maybe don't put as much on my back and my core. Okay. And I slowly, add a little bit more and a little bit more.
You're on the right track.
I agree.
You're on the right track. Tiffany, look at it this way, okay? I'm sure you plan on exercising for the rest of your life. Your workouts need to improve the quality of your life. So when the context of your life changes or the circumstances change, the workouts have to change. Otherwise, your life is your workouts, which if that's what you want, then we can do that. And then you can become a trainer, live in a gym, quit your job. And now that's what you do. But if that's not what you want to do and you want to have this amazing life and you like exercising because it improves things, you have to modify your workouts. What it's probably going to look like is 1 day a week of strength training or
MAPS 15
or really easy full range of motion recuperative type workouts where you're not in there to train, you're in there to feel better. Now here's the kicker. You'll get better results this way. You're going to get better results if you train in this way. You should feel more energy and better from your workouts, not less. Okay.
I like MAPS 15 for her too.
MAPS 15 in season would be amazing.
Yeah.
Literally. It's like a 15, 20-minute workout every day. Yeah. And that would probably be ideal during the season, and you'll get better results. You'll see strength, muscle, and fat loss.
Muscle preserving for sure.
We also didn't talk about what might be happening also nutritionally. So how do you think your eating habits change from winter to work season?
I would definitely say I eat less all winter. I'm pretty intuitive eater. I don't I definitely hit my protein targets. I could be carnivore probably because I love eating protein. So I definitely have enough protein. And then I would say I'm probably more on the higher carbohydrate. So I eat a lot of plantain and oats and rice and definitely whole foods that way.
Okay.
But I think what happens is in the spring, I start to actually lean out a little bit more, and then I totally go the other way because my body's like, what the heck is going on?
Yep.
And then I start nickel and diming my diet because I'm scared because I like being lean, and I'm maybe not eating as much as maybe I would if I was listening to my body a bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Your winter's fine. Your training and diet seems like you're fine. When you get into the season, either cut your training down to once a week or do something like MAPS 15. And I want you to add a meal. That's all. Don't worry about tracking all that stuff because you do it intuitively. Sounds like you're making good choices. I would add an extra meal to your day, and that's how I would eat during the work season. And I think that'll cover your bases right there. And because what's happening now is you're going into it, and because you're dramatically increasing your activity, not changing your workouts too much, your body's rebounding. So you're getting cravings and, now I'm overtrained. And then you go in the opposite direction versus what I'm saying, which is you're going in and you're prepared. So you just add a meal, make it a 300-400 calorie meal, and then cut your training, your strength training way down. And I think it'll be a smooth transition if you do it that way.
So either MAPS anabolic 1 day a week or MAPS 15. Either one of those I think would work perfect.
Totally.
Do you have either one of those or both of those by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
And I did start adding in meditation because I am a stress cadet, and I was noticing that things that don't normally bother me were kind of getting to me this year. I was feeling like a bit of a chicken with my head cut off because I have staff and I have clients and I have all these people that, have questions all day long. I feel like sometimes I have like a toddler, because it's answering question after question after question. And so I was feeling really maxed this year. This was the first year that I felt like I was overwhelmed and I was more tired than usual. So I am trying to do more good, put more in the good bucket, but it's tough for me because I do like control and I do like to train. And I'm always worried that I'm going to go backwards, but I end up going backwards because I do too much.
Yeah, it's the illusion of control.
Yeah.
Move it in the other direction, Tiffany. You're still modifying things. You're just doing it the right way. That's all. You're not giving up, in other words. It's not like you're giving up on something that's better for you. You're actually moving in the right direction.
You sound pretty self-aware too. I mean, I think I think most of the things that you're doing the right things. I don't think you're far off or tweaking, and you look like you're in incredible shape. So we are like nitpicking right now as far as, especially if you feel good. I mean, if you feel good, you're just kind of like, hey, I wish I could keep my gains from winter. Here's some slight adjustments that I think could.
Yeah, I think adding the meal and modifying the training the way we said that would do it.
And then maybe one more thing to consider if you haven't done this anytime recently, like recent as in the last year or more, is actually running like a bulk for a little bit. I don't know when it suits you in your life. Like obviously I wouldn't do that, add to that on top of everything else you might have going on. But when there's a time or a season in your life where it's like, hey, I haven't really tried to pump my calories up higher than what I normally do and really push the weight in the gym, like maybe run a small cycle of an intentional bulk if you haven't already.
I definitely avoid that at all costs.
Okay.
Well, Adam hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Well, then this might be also what we're missing then. If you kind of have, okay, now we can get a little bit deeper into this stuff. So if part of what's going on right now is you have this fear of eating too many calories because you're going to put on body fat. And so you're always at maintenance or in a cut, and you also have high stress and you have this season where you bump. And part of what you might be feeling is your
reaction strong because of that.
Yeah. That you're paring down muscle and your body's going into survival mode. And it's really because it's not recovering. It's not being fed properly. And maybe what you do need to do is run a nice bulk. And I'll tell you right now, looking at you, you're not
flexibility.
You're not going to get fat.
Literally,
or put on a ton of weight.
Add a meal. Eat what you eat now. Eat an extra meal, and that'll do it for you.
When I'm 42 this year, and when I was leading up to, I'm going to say 30, I was the girl with the biggest cooler and I ate all of the food and I didn't ever, nickel and dime my diet, and I did the same job and I was active. And I feel like I loved health and fitness podcasts, but almost to a fault, because then I start second guessing, am I eating too much?
Yeah.
And I was lean, like my whole, in my 20s, I was around the same weight. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten scared to eat all the calories.
No, you're fine.
We need a bulk.
Yeah, you're fine.
If you were my client, we would go on a bulk right now.
Totally.
That's what we would do.
Right now.
Yeah. I would say let's
When to stop?
When to
How
stop?
long-
I would want to get you strong. So this is what I want to do.
Hold on a second. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think you're going to like just gain 15 pounds of body fat overnight? What's the fear?
So I have hypothyroidism, and I did cause that from overtraining, I believe. And so when my thyroid stopped working, I did gain a bunch of weight really rapidly.
Sure.
And back before I knew, not that I know all of the things, but I know a lot more now, obviously, about thyroid and about stress. And so it took me 4 years to get that weight off in a healthy way. And so I am scared because I've been in that place where, I was gaining 10 pounds in a week. And like, that's terrifying for someone who is very rigid about their diet and rigid about exercise. So I'm always scared to go back to that feeling like the weight's on and I don't know how to get it off.
Yeah, that's not going to happen this time.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
And that, by the way, that's reasonable to be nervous.
Of
if you're
course.
putting 10 pounds on a week, I would be scared.
You had you had some serious hormone issues, which I'm assuming now are remedied through medication.
Yeah. It's been about 12 years. I've had to really take a look at, how I thought of myself. I think I was probably just driving my body into the ground.
Yeah.
And so I've mental work. I've had to do a lot of physical work, and I'm way better, but I still have that part of me that's
we're getting somewhere now. Now I feel like I know what's going on even more. So like you obviously, that would be traumatic, right? To be piling on 10 pounds every week and consider yourself a healthy person. And so you've still got that in the back of your head, and you got to get rid of that. And honestly, part of getting rid of that would be, let's try and go on a bulk, and together I'm going to be with you. So I'm going to have Doug put you in the forum, so we're there for support, because what is going to be challenging here is nothing to do with the amount of calories. It's going to be the psychological piece. It's going to be you not fucking with yourself and freaking out because, you initially put on a little bit of water weight and, the scale goes up a couple pounds, and you freaking out and then reversing the other direction because you think it's going to happen again. So this is an area where I would be communicating with you on a pretty regular basis. So obviously every day if you were my client, because I would want to talk you off the ledge every day that it's okay. We'll stay the course. It's going to be fine. Like, don't worry. We're not going to put 30 pounds on. Like, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. And Tiffany, it's literally what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure you eat regularly, in the sense that you know what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's probably not just random. Okay. Literally just this is your bulk. Okay. Add an extra meal, a small meal. That's all, with what you normally eat. And don't worry about it. Just add an extra meal. Boom. That's your bulk right there.
Okay.
Okay. And you're just going to feel better is what's going to happen. You're going to feel stronger.
Okay. Yep. Thank you guys very much.
I'm going to put you in the forum. I want you to stay in touch with us, Tiffany.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You got it.
All right.
I like the countertop that was in front of the
that
green
was cool.
one.
Yeah.
That was really nice. I'm glad you said that, Adam, because that really got to the kind of root of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
She just obviously, and thinks she's aware of this, she's just running too hard, not eating enough. Yeah. And everything she's feeling is a result of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, first of all, she is in incredible shape already. So I was like, man, we're really like splitting hairs here. She looks great. She's in good shape. Like, what's going on? Out,
right?
Yeah. But then when I was like, hey, how long has it been since you've ran a bulk? It's like, 10, 12 years. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you definitely could. And that's just it. That's 14,000 steps, a laborious job like that, and training is just too much.
Yep.
Her body is not responding the way it should. Now, this is like one of the hardest parts about what we do, because we're virtual and we don't have this person as a client, because this is like I'm talking to you every day type of deal where it's just like, how you doing today, Tiffany? What did you eat?
right.
Did you get that extra meal in?
That's right.
And then like, how do you feel? Oh, I don't. And then she expresses
Simple advice, but not easy.
Yeah, exactly. Like then she's expressing, oh my God, I noticed the scale went up, or I feel that, and then you can talk, it's okay. Don't worry. We're fine. You're doing good. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have that conversation. So I hope she trusts us and the advice. She does do the bulk. She does stick with it. I know she asked us a time frame. Do it at least, Tiffany, for 6 to 8 weeks. You can afford to
Build
do
it
that.
back up so you can get that flexibility.
Yes.